Good morning and hopefully welcome for a what should be a fantastic voyage on this Thursday, September 29th, 2022. I am Jay Clifton Payne coming up 8 stories from the past 30 hours that you helped us pick. You told us that these stories were conversational, and so we're going to go with those. Some of the better stories in the past 30 hours, a lot of stories in 30 hours. So you told us these were good. We're going to go with them for you to get started on your coffee chat for the next day. I am going to give you a couple of extra things. And yes, if you read the teaser, Jay Cleveland Payne is featured today, and we'll get to that towards the end of this feature. Let's get into the news. By the way, remember, we have a website that is called, it is named, it happens to be this is a conversation project.com. Stop by that website for all the things you need to know about what goes on behind the scenes and from the scenes and things we're working on that we hope to have coming soon here at the Conversation Project. So now, goggles on, let's get to it. Starting off with this first story we have today. In no particular order are the stories in top to bottom. We'll kind of explain some of those in a way, but these are 8 of the top stories that were vetted by you from the past 30 hours to talk about. Starting off with letters of no confidence in Liz Truss already being put in, says Tory MP. So here's the problem with Liz Truss over being the prime minister in the UK of England, of London, of Britain, of all those folks over there. They didn't really like her very much when they gave her the job, and they don't really like her very much 2 weeks into the job. She's not doing very well. In fact, what she's doing is freaking a lot of people out because it's essentially the opposite for the people would think would be done. Right now, the British pound is essentially at its lowest point basically ever. It is losing ground and constantly against other currencies, especially against the dollar, which basically works you back. Everything's back against the dollar for a real kind of gold standard doesn't exist anymore. But for a standard of currency, the dollar is the strongest currency, and most things are racked up against dollars. Against the dollar, the pound is not even pounds at this point. And we're going to see how things are working out. She's doing a lot of stuff that it looks like weird socialism, because it looks like weird socialism to prop up the government of the UK to keep things going, keep the economy flowing. Now, the Bank of England is stepping in to alleviate some of the pressure, what's going on, and trying to make sure that nothing goes awry. But in the meantime, Liz Truss, as prime minister, not seeing good reviews on the economic front, still not seeing good reviews on the domestic front as well. Letters of no confidence already being written. She's only 2 weeks into the job. Eminem's reveals new purple candy character first in a decade. You will see in some cases very soon the new character Purple, obviously because they're named after the colors, out there in the wild. Now, Purple has an opening debut where she's basically talking about, she's singing and saying, well, can I be me? The purple color is meant to represent inclusion, and the whole campaign is all about inclusion, if you will. So look for more commercials, more information, and go online. You can buy them directly from Eminem.com and various other candy places, including the candy places we have as our sponsors as well. You can get the purple character Eminem in various places. Now, it's not going to show up in your regular bags of M&Ms for a while, but there will be some special edition type M&M bags that has the purple in them. You'll see them. You'll get a chance to check them out. And if the color becomes extremely popular, if people do accept purple as herself, then, of course, it'll be popped out in the regular bags of candy. You'll see that coming soon. Coolio dead, age 59, after collapsing at friend's house. This is a really, really kind of one of those stories, and if there weren't a big hurricane going on, a lot more people would be covering it in the live sense. It's all over the websites, it's all over the news, it's all over in the newsletters, but it's hard to kind of do when you're dealing with real destruction and real issues in Florida. But we're going to do a quick job of trying to do this anyway. Click the link to get more details on the story. But Coolio, the rapper who famous for Fantastic Voyage, famous for I guess for Danger, Gangster's Paradise, all those things, and in recent years being a cook, doing reality shows, doing all sorts of stuff to basically stay relevant and stay cool in the most part. Coolio, very famous from his actual past, overcoming severe drug addiction to get into the rap game and then turn into a crossover, overall beloved character and performer. Dead at age 59. He went to a friend's house, literally just went to hang out at a friend's house, went to the bathroom, and the friend noticed that he was in there a while, he knocked on the door, opened up, he had collapsed. They called 911. Paramedics pronounced him dead on the scene. Cardiac arrest is what they expect to happen to Mr. Coolio. So this is kind of a downer, and a downer of downer things. This is a downer having something like this happen. Someone who people, doesn't do any bad things. He's a guy that doesn't have any trouble seemingly, but he's the guy that we're mourning on this day. We're saying a lot of love to his family. Of course, all the fans of Coolio, myself included, are living in a whole different world, and that's why we opened up saying hopefully this is a fantastic voyage, a little bit of homage to him, and hopefully today's audio and video is a fantastic voyage for you. Let's move on to story number next. I don't know the numbers, but there's 8 of them total. Lakers star LeBron James headlines ownership group of Major League Pickleball team, and it says it twice because I didn't edit it very well. So Lakers star LeBron James, along with former teammate Kevin Love and friend of the family Draymond Greene, are buying a professional pickleball team. That is it. Click the link out for more about what the team's going to be and how the makeup is. But pickleball is, if you hadn't heard of pickleball yet, you have definitely been living under a rock and not watching anything other than the propaganda news shows. Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in America right now. It's not like it's new. I played pickleball in high school and college because it was a class for it. But it's a lot like tennis. It's a racket sport, more or less, although the racket is like a paddle for ping pong, and it's on a tennis court like thing. So LeBron James knows how to make investments, know how to get into things when they're early. He knows that pickleball is going to be a thing. How much of a thing? We shall see. Let's move on to the next story. Bassam Tariq no longer moving forward with Marvel's Blade. Bassam Tariq was the director for Blade until about 24 hours ago, where he dropped from the project for differences. One of the weirdest thing about this movie, some of the oddities of the phase 4 stuff going on, and this one in particular, is there's a lot of weird turmoil in the background, a lot of things going on that behind the scenes that, in the other ones, everybody was all high and happy and wanted to do all the work with and Tony Danza. Yeah. So, pause, recompose. The producers and the people behind this movie, we just had issues with Bassam Tariq, and Bassam Tariq had issues with them as well. He's no longer on the scene for this one. We're hearing that the stars of the movie are a bit flustered about it, and they're all kind of frustrated with Kevin Feige because they think he's doing way too much right now. There's a lot of things being produced for phase 4 to work up to eventually, we believe, Avengers 5 and 6, but in the build up for all the Kang stuff, if you will. But right now there's some turmoil in sort of the individual pieces. So we're hearing a lot of the sitcoms, a lot of the TV shows are having had some issues. This movie's having some issues, and there's also some other things in other productions that are being issued. Lizzo plays 200-year-old crystal flute owned by US President James Madison at Washington concert. So if you had Lizzo plays James Madison's flute on your weirdness card for the week, you definitely won that bet. Lizzo got a chance to go to the museum of not the Smithsonian, but one of the museums that holds this flute, James Madison's flute, 200-year-old flute, and she got a chance to go up there and play that damn flute. Lizzo played James Madison's flute. The joke itself is just right so many things at a concert in Washington, D.C. for many good guests. Now, of course, people on the other side, and you pick what other side you want to, are like, why is Lizzo out here? Why is she playing flutes? Why has she got James Madison's flute? Because they're all jerks. They're all idiots. They're all stupid. Lizzo can do whatever the hell she wants to, and I'm glad she did it. So Lizzo got herself into the history books by playing a historical instrument, pun intended, for the Washington crowd, which in usually cases comes pretty awkwardly, but in this case, they all cheered, and they cheered for the right reasons. Congratulations, Lizzo. And the flute, back in the hands of the museum, totally unscathed, just in case you were wondering. I'm not sure why you were. New Barney docuseries exposes dark side of kids show, death threats, drug rumors, and intense hatred. So Barney may not have loved you as much as you thought Barney may have loved you back in the day, or even now if you're still singing those songs. We're going to see if some of this thing circles back to some of the famous kids who got a chance to spend time with Barney, including Selena Gomez. Whether it's a big deal on that end, but this thing is coming out on Hulu, I think. I think I still have it up. I can tell you where it is. It is coming out on the Peacock. Yes, Peacock will have this thing coming out extremely soon, if not this week, next week or so. And you can see I Love You, You Hate Me, the dark side of Barney. Now, for many years, people joke about the fact that Barney is basically a satanic character, a cult leader, if you will, that people worship the purple dinosaur to get what you get out of it. And those were all serious jokes because he's just a guy in a costume. But apparently there is turmoil behind the scenes of the Barney show, and we're going to find out more about that in a docuseries. What's really sad about this and these things is we're finding out there's a lot more turmoil in things that we loved as kids than we knew about. Now, if Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop comes up with a bad documentary, then I'll be a little freaked out. But the fact that they had all the behind the scenes stuff about Saved by the Bell, about other things like that, it's surprising. But at this point, the Barney thing is surprising because it's Barney, but not surprising because it's a kids thing that had issues. I'm not sure why there's so many issues behind the children stuff, but for some reason there tends to be. Now, Jim Cantore, you didn't think we were getting to Ian? We got to him. Jim Cantore gets hit by flying tree branch in 100-mile-an-hour winds during live Hurricane Ian report on the Weather Channel. Right now, the news is bombarded by Ian news. And as Ian has currently in the state of a tropical storm, still moving up the course of Florida, going to bring its way back into the water in a few hours, and then will threaten the coast of the United States, starting with Georgia, going up to the Carolinas for a second landfall somewhere in South Carolina, maybe they're expecting. So if you're in Florida dealing with the power outages and the water and things, we are praying for you. If you're in Florida and you're still dealing with rain and heavy winds, we are praying for you. And if you're still in the possible path of the hurricane, we are, of course, praying for you. We are praying for Jim Cantore to have a very quick recovery from being hit in the head, although I think he's basically back in the air. That guy is looking for death, if you will. Literally hit in the head by a tree branch while doing his live shot for the Weather Channel yesterday inside of the eye, maybe not quite the eye of Ian, going through that. I don't have the clip for that. This is probably a great thing to see. Click on the link for the website to see this story, where I'm sure the clip is there and you can see it specifically. It sounds glorious. And of course, Ian, still a big deal. We'll be talking about Ian probably for the next couple of days as we post things out there. You will probably tell us it's worth talking about. So that's how this thing works. Let's go to a story that you can tell us is worth talking about, because trust me, I want to talk about it. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, husband, files for divorce. There should be a comma or apostrophe in there someplace, but the husband of Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has filed for divorce. Why? It all revolves around, oddly enough, CrossFit. I'm not going to do any deeper than that. You guys have to do the work on this one. If we're talking Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has to be one of the more conversational stories in the range of stories that you deem are most conversational. So if you don't do it, hopefully the bots will take care of me so we can talk this one up, because this is some mess I want to talk about tomorrow. Go to our feeds on our websites, not our websites, but our website feeds on Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/This Is a Conversation Project and twitter.com/th_conversation, as you engage in all stories all day, and hopefully very much in this story. Like them, love them, hate them, share them. The more engagement they get, the higher score to get. We pull the stories at 5:50 in the morning, put them together in a spreadsheet that ranks them up to one true score, and we rank them from top to bottom. There's usually about 30 to 35 stories in the range of in a single day. We take from the top 15 and pick 8 of those stories that are best. By the way, the Jim Cantore hit in the head by a tree story was the top story for this morning. So you people are really, really, really sick. Do you want to talk about this one? Because trust me, I want to talk about this one. You can make that happen by voting this up with your engagement in our feeds throughout the day. Now, Let's vote up money and keeping us on the air. This is a sponsorship plug. This is where I'm asking you to join in and spend money. This is an affiliate link, so we get a little bit back from this. But this will give you $30 off your first month at YouTube TV. It is time to break away from their cable box, break away from the cable, break away from being hardwired to anything. YouTube TV offers up 85 plus channels, all the best channels from your cable system, plus your local channels, literally where you are. If you go on vacation across the nation and log in to watch your TV shows, your shows are still there. Your DVR is there, but it gives you the local things on the local channels for the local flavor, if you will. Now, the biggest thing about this, you get 6 accounts per account. 6 people can have their own separate DVRs, their own separate channel lineups, their own separate activities to watch it on their smart TVs, on their phones, on their tablets, on their laptops. It works everywhere, and it is friggin' awesome. Watch up to 85 plus channels on your YouTube TV, on anything, including TVs. Check out our link at thisisaconversationproject.com/YouTube TV. This is a conversationproject.com/YouTube TV for your chance to cut the cord. This is an affiliate link, so we get a little bit back from this one, but hey, $30 off your first month of YouTube TV. Can't beat that with a stick. Like Jim Cantore. Just can't get off that, I guess. This is conversationproject.com is our website, our main home for all stuff. Check it out for details, information, what we got going on all over the place. We have some things that are in the kitty ready to get worked on. We have the past, the things that are legacy that are still out there. And we have some behind the scenes things that you can only get by the website. So check it out. We also have links to more of our sponsors and more partnership opportunities. So you can be a part of this thing here. And of course, hang out at the feeds. That's homed at thisisaconversationproject.com. So let's get to some today things for things you might not have heard. Let's start off with our birthdays. Guess what? The reason why J. Cleveland Payne is featured in today is because it's J. Cleveland Payne's birthday. Yeah, that guy, this guy. I have a birthday. I am somewhere in between the top and the bottom. So we also celebrate the days I celebrate the share my birthday with, including Bryant Gumbel turning 74 years old. And one of my, heroes, not quite mentors, someone I looked up to and someone who I was hoping to emulate, I guess, in my news coverage. He's rich enough. He doesn't have to do much news. And I'm doing these things for barely nothing on the internet. So one of us did much better in our life. Zachary Levi, who was Chuck and is now Shazam, is 42 years old today. And Kevin Durant, absolute great ball player, but sometimes a head case, is 34 years old on the day. Where is J. Cleveland Payne? Somewhere between Bryant Gumbel and Kevin Durant. That's all I'm going to give you. It's also Biscotti Day and Coffee Day. So we're going to celebrate both Biscotti Day and Coffee Day because it's my birthday, damn it. And we're going to celebrate 2 days. Deal with it. Biscotti is delicious. Coffee is awesome. Celebrate Biscotti and coffee on Biscotti and Coffee Days, which are both today. One more thing going out the door. A British study from Keele University found swearing is good for us. Cursing is a harmless, creative promotional release that can make you feel stronger. Basically, they argue that profanity is often used as a coping mechanism and can help us feel more resilient. Now, I'm not going to try to sell that to my bosses at the university I work at because it's attached to a school, or no, more like it's attached to a church and a seminary. And so cursing probably not seen, although there have been some pretty hot-headed preachers along in their days. That Mark Driscoll guy who has his issues, who I follow because that's all drama too. But maybe a couple extra fairly well-placed curse words in your life could do better. I said like last year that I was cursing more because I was going to curse more. And sadly, I have. And it does help. So even around the people at the church affiliated school I work with when I'm in my office and door closed, and hopefully nobody hears me, but I'm sure some people does. So thank you so much for joining us. Oh, by the way, we just sort of did it because I was just on a whim. We hit the expanded universe, most of it, LinkedIn kind of being a butt this morning, but we're on the J. Cleveland Payne Facebook page and J. Cleveland Payne YouTube page because it's my birthday and I can do what I want to do. Damn it. That's how it goes. Thank you so much for being with us, watching this thing on the live on all of those things. If you're watching on one of these other channels, make sure you follow us at our YouTube channel for The Conversation Project. Go to our website, this is a conversationproject.com and click the link for YouTube. We also have a podcast version, which is all audio, that will come down about 10-15 minutes. It will get it uploaded and you'll get it in your feed a little bit after that. Sometimes it takes a while for those things to catch up. So your favorite feed reader will be there, but there's links to the feed at Podpage there as well. Make sure you are staying hydrated, staying limber, and staying on task. All the great things that you need to do need to be done by you. We need you here. Also, shout outs to my boy Kai, who also is a birthday twin. Also, Raymond at work. I found out this week is a birthday twin. Happy birthday to all the September 29th out there, and just have a great day. Yes, we're still dealing with the remnants of Hurricane Ian. Yes, we're still thinking about Brittany Griner over in Russia. Yes, Ukraine is going on. But take a little moment sometime today, because I said so as a gift to me, to just say thanks for what you got, because what you got, some people would, literally die or kill for. Oh, I should have did this already. Thursday, September 29th, 2022. I'm Jay Cleveland Payne. I'm celebrating a birthday. I'm having coffee and biscotti today, and hopefully everyone else will at this point kind of forget what the day is. But have a great day. We're going to do our best to wrap this up for a great week. We're going to declare it and see how that goes so far. Do this thing again come Friday.